Hi, welcome to RCKicks. On today's show, we're checking out this brand new re-release from Schumacher Racing. It's the Cougar 2 Works Classic, and it's just literally dropped this second. They only announced it a week or so ago, and then they're out the door to everybody over the last 24 hours, and mine just arrived bright and early this morning, as I had a knock on the door at like 8:30 in the morning, and it's here. So I thought in this video, we'll have a quick look at all the goodies you get inside, but also I have a bit of an issue. Well, there's quite a few issues. If you watch the show, you'll know, but particularly with this one, because I have some other factors and I'm not sure exactly what's the most efficient way of doing it. So yes, the first one is, well, I could build up the Cougar 2 completely like this, which I'm tempted to do, to have it as a shelf queen. Now, if you've been watching the show for a while, you'll know that I have a highly modified Cougar Classic anyway, which is almost a works. So this kind of makes sense that I've got a race car and then I've got a nice shelf queen one. So that kind of makes sense. But there's a few things that the Works has that I haven't been able to find and put into my race buggy. Now, the main one, and isn't too difficult, is the alloy drive shafts. Now, they're really expensive, like over £100 to find a set, and because I actually drive this, I wanted new ones. I didn't want vintage ones because they were probably going to break sooner or later anyway. So there was no point spending £100 on a set of drive shafts just to have them break after 2 or 3 races. So now I can get them. So that's one aspect. The other is that the whole kind of diff is moved to a different position. In this car, the rear drive shafts are angled, whereas in this one, they've managed to move it around to get them nice and straight, which is much more optimal. So that's another thing. Apart from that, I think I've upgraded everything to this specification or higher anyway. So they're the things that I'm after for this one. So that's kind of quite obvious. Build this as a shelf queen, buy those extra little bits and pieces, fit them to that one. But then I have this. So I do actually have a Cougar 2 and I have pretty much everything for it. And in the background, over time, I've been slowly finding parts to put it back together again. I even have another carbon chassis for it. So, what do I do? Do I buy another one of these and then use a lot of those parts to put onto that Cougar? Use the other bits and pieces to go onto this one? And then that's going to give me 2 shelf queens. The Cougar 2 Works, the Cougar 2, and then upgraded my racing buggy. But that means I've got to buy 2 of these. So I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that this one is just going to become a shelf queen. So does that make sense? But then can I really justify having like 3 of them? Should I just restore the vintage one back to as good as it can get with all vintage bits and pieces? What should I do with my carbon chassis? Should I put it on this one? But then this has got a lovely colour chassis. So then shouldn't I then put this on the other Cougar 2? You see, and then I sort of spiral out of control of where I'm going and what I'm doing. So I honestly don't know. Comment below, let me know. Anyway, that aside, and I've got quite a few bits and pieces, that aside, let's take a look at what's in this box. So the first decision is, what do you do from a body point of view? Should you do box art or shall I go with the red for the original? I'm not sure why there's 2. Can you tell me? I know this body that you see on the box art now has been around for a while, so why is there 2 different versions? What am I missing? Let me know in the comments. But personally, I think I'd rather do the red than the pink and the silver. It just looks a little bit messy with the whole yellow bit going around it as well. Right, let's open it up and take a look. And now I do have a few little options that I had scattered around, so I put them in the box. So I've got the alloy uprights for the battery mounts, and I've also got the little tiny square pivot blocks. I will put them on this one because they match the same color. Now you can buy these. I've also got another set of them. These were quite hard to find and they're to go on my racing buggy, but I just haven't got round to swapping out the plastic ones, as I did have them break when I was racing once, so I wanted to swap them out, but they were difficult to find. Then we've got the kit tires and you get the inserts as well, which is nice to see. The rims in this car are brilliant. They're a 2-piece rim and they just look so vintage. Love them. I'm really excited about this kit, as I didn't think they were going to do it as close to the original. I also have this carbon pivot block mount that I have on my racing one. I'll fit that because I had a few upgrade parts lying around, so I'll fit them, might as well, even though it's going to be a shelf queen. So the first random bag I just picked out was 5832. Now in this bag is all the rear wing section. Then there's also some suspension parts in this. Now I was really chuffed to see when they actually released this that the suspension they went with is the correct one. We have seen in some re-release kits where they just use the same suspension and the kit originally would have come with different suspension. So it was really nice to see they actually went back and produced these. And it really has that sort of vintage feel about it, which gets me really excited. The next bag I randomly pull out is the 829 bag. Now this has the front arms in it as well as the front bulkhead. Now the front arms on this I really want to try on my racing buggy. So when I actually get to build these, I will take them out and have a good look at them. They look very substantial, so I'll be interested to see what they're like versus the aftermarket ones that I have. Also you get turnbuckles in this, but obviously you can upgrade to titanium if you want to splash some cash. Then we've got the rear hubs. Now I might get some of those to put on my racing buggy, as I'm pretty sure I'm running some vintage ones at the moment. It's great to see that the carbon towers are in this kit as well. The only thing that's a bit disappointing is the battery tray mount is not actually in carbon either, which is quite a surprise, as I think that would be really nice because obviously that sits flat across the back of the chassis, so it's something that stands out quite a lot. But I'm pretty sure Schumacher will offer a carbon aftermarket one, or a load of other people will. It's really weird after so long hunting for rare parts that they bring out a re-release and suddenly they're just available brand new, and that's what these rims are. And the next bag I pick out is the 830 bag, and again it has parts in it that were just really hard to find. The rear bulkhead, this part was so difficult to find in good condition, and here they are again, and they're a lot cheaper than what they were. I managed to find one of those for my racing Cougar, and I think I paid like £50 for it, which is what, $70. Then you got the ball diff. Now apparently this will run brushless, but I'm not sure what kV it's limited to before you need to upgrade. Then we've got the classic 2-spike front tyres and inserts. Now we open up my favourite bag, which is 831. Why? Because it's got the good stuff in it. Sorry to disturb your Cougar 2 Works unboxing video, but I just wanted to let you know, as we're heading into Christmas, I'm doing a raffle for one of these, a brand new in-box Turbo Optima from Kyosho. Probably the best vintage re-release build experience I've ever had. And you could win this with free worldwide shipping for less than a coffee. Not only that, but I'm doing 2 other raffles that are totally free for Christmas. Yep, you can get your tickets, cost you nothing, and I'll have shipping and everything is included. So what are you waiting for? Link is in the description, or you can just Google RCKicks raffles. But finish watching the end of this video first before you go and do that. Thanks very much. Happy Christmas to everyone, and thanks for watching the show. Yes, you get the actual slipper at the top section. Also, it comes with the beautiful alloy purple diff housing, beautifully machined. These are just stunning parts. Oh, look at that. Yep. It's just amazing to see them in such great condition. And then we've got the alloy drive shafts. Now I had a look, and you can buy these as a full set with everything you need. You don't have to just order them in the parts. That would be a bit of a nightmare. Now, people always complain that putting those drive shafts together is a total nightmare on your fingers, but there is a knack to it as long as you use the tool. Once you've got that down, they are actually a lot easier than you think. Then we've got the polycarbonate slipper cover just to keep the dirt out. And then we're finally starting to get to the bottom and the good stuff. But before that, there's one more bag to do, and that's all the tools that come with it and the oils and greases you'll need, as well as it comes with some Loctite. Then we've got a few more shock trees, and after that we've got the body. Now this is my favourite body for the Cougar. It's much more swept back and it just looked gorgeous, very vintage. Unfortunately, a bit disappointed, mine is actually damaged. I've got a big scratch through it. On closer inspection, it looks like it's a mould production fault. It looks like it's folded over the polycarbonate a little bit, so bit of a shame. Let me know if you have the same kind of problems or if this is just a one-off. Then we've got the gorgeous disc rims, probably my favourites if I'm honest. They just look great, look at that. Yeah, trying to find some mint ones of those in the past has been a little bit tricky. And the part we've all been waiting to see and we've all wanted for so long, a lovely mint conditioned chassis with no damage whatsoever. A year ago, I tried to think what this would be worth, but it's brilliant to see we now have a replacement. Obviously, it's slightly different as you can actually mount a servo to this versus using a double-sided bit of tape, so it has the additional holes, as well as it's set up to take lipo, so you can tell the difference between vintage and modern ones. The decals, now doesn't that scream vintage? I love the vibrant colours and I'm definitely going to pick up another set of those. And finally we have the manual. Now the manual is pretty much along the same sort of lines as what we've seen from previous kits, but it's got everything you need. Also it's got a list of upgrade options to really squeeze a bit more money out of you. Now there is a few of these that I think are definitely worth doing, especially if you're going to be running it. The carbon bridge, I'm surprised that wasn't part of the kit. Also, the one I'm really after for my runner is to have the dual bearing front hub, as that will get rid of some of the slop, as well as the rear anti-roll bar option. Well, I don't know about you, but it's great to see this one coming back out, and there's lots of really good parts on this. So if you've got a Cougar already, I think you're going to be happy with the upgrade parts that are available. And if you're thinking about getting one of these kits, this is the one to get. So there you go, there's a quick look at the Cougar 2 Works Classic. Now I'm not sure how long it's going to be before the kits start leaving the UK and heading off to America or Australia. So you'll just have to keep an eye out, as well as all the upgrades and optional parts for this. They're currently saying on back order, so we'll just have to wait and see, but usually it's in a couple of weeks. I will build it straight away anyway, and then I'll just buy the upgrades and do it as I go. So as soon as I finish editing this video up, I'm going to get my spanners out and crack on with this, so you shouldn't have too long before this one's back on the show. Anyway, thanks so much. Please like and subscribe. See you on the next one. Bye bye.